The LIV Golf Series has become the hottest topic in the golfing world. In fact, this Saudi-backed circuit has attracted a lot of controversies as it threatens the legacy of the PGA Tour. Despite all the resistance from the golfing world, there's no stopping them. Their 2022 events have been going strong, and now they've announced their 2023 schedule, which is set to be hosted in Australia. Here's everything you need to know about it. First off, LIV Golf League to be hosted in Australia in 2023. We already know the LIV Golf's 2022 schedule. They've planned 8 events, with 7 of them being individual tournaments. 2 of them have already been completed, and the rest will be wrapped up in October. And now, it looks like the management has already planned their next season as it continues to advance and take the shape of a proper league. Recently, they announced their latest schedule with 14 tournaments planned for 2023. That's 4 more events than they had initially planned. Actually, LIV leadership was expecting to host 8 events in 2022, 10 in 2023, and 14 in 2024. Even the spokesperson said that these would be the maximum number for the league's future schedule. But the numbers have clearly moved up. No surprise here, their latest tournaments have proved to be a huge success. Besides this, they've already signed on most of the top golfers around the world from the PGA Tour, who have responded by indefinitely suspending the rebellious players. So, with all gas and no brakes, they're taking their future plans seriously. With this 2023 schedule, some of the top golf courses in Australia will have the honor of hosting these upcoming events, with most of them being held in Sydney. Besides this, what will be the format for the events? LIV management has already revealed how the series will look like, player-wise. We already know they've signed on a lot of players on a 4-year contract, and from what we've heard, the financial details of these contracts have been estimated to be in hundreds of millions of dollars. But the only thing confusing from the start was that the team aspect of the league wasn't clear. But now, all the major details have been revealed. This series is going to have a franchise system that'll consist of 12 teams. Each of the teams will be led by an established team captain, who will not only participate, but also work hard to build the franchise through sponsorship. Starting in 2023, all the players will have season-long contracts with their respective teams. If we take a look at the 2022 events, the teams have switched players week to week, as some of the players joined their friends after signing the contracts. Others were genuinely selected, such as during the first major event in London. Take Laurie Cantor, for instance. He has played on different teams during the first 3 events so far. Now it has been strictly made clear that there won't be any more player transfers in the upcoming 2023 season. All the 48 players will have to stay assigned to their respective 4-man teams. They'd not only play individually, but also for the team prize money. Also, they've announced some additional plans. They've confirmed the rumors that the series is going to introduce a relegation system, which will result in some turnover among the worst performing players of the league during the 2023 season. That means up to 4 members could get relegated by the end of the season, with 4 other members joining the league through a promotion event. This shows how they already have plans to draw fresh talent by signing with the series. In this way, they can provide unprecedented opportunities for the next wave of stars to emerge. In fact, Commissioner Greg Norman has also said that they've really dedicated to making long-term investments that will help this sport to advance, not only now, but also in the future. He has high hopes that this franchise system will bring refreshing energy and excitement to all golf fans from around the world. Moving up, is LIV Golf planning on competing with the PGA Tour tournaments? We know that their 2023 will be held in Australia, as the organization has said, but here's the other side to the picture. Turns out, a spokesperson of Golf Australia has said that they have not been contacted or informed about any such plans from the LIV Golf leadership about any of the tournaments happening in the country. Now that's a bummer. Besides this, they've also said that they're more focused on planning the long-awaited return of the Australian Open, as its past 2 editions have been cancelled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But we'd like to mention here that Greg Norman has already made it clear that they don't plan on competing with any of the other international events happening next year, and there's no way they release the schedule with any prior planning for such a high-profile event. After all, their every move is being carefully watched, and even a slight mistake could lead to another major controversy and bad press for them. And that's what we know about their plans so far. Don't be surprised if they announce any further modifications to their schedule. And finally, what is the prize money? The new LIV players are already raking in millions. Now they'll be playing for unprecedented prize money of $585 million US. Yes, you heard that right, but this doesn't come as a surprise after they've acquired some of the best players in the world with their contracts being in the millions of dollars. This includes legendary players such as Phil Mickelson, Brooks Koepka, and Dustin Johnson, who had a wonderful career streak with the PGA Tour. But money speaks. No wonder they happily switched to the LIV Golf Series. Just take a look at the winning amounts of their initial events. It literally dwarfs any of the prize money for the PGA Tour events. Brandon Grace literally won a whopping amount of $4 million after winning the second event in Portland, Oregon. This is way more than the $2.5 million that Australian player Cameron Smith won for the prestigious Open title last month. Let's take a look at other shocking news from the world of golf. First off, the legal fight between PGA Tour and LIV Golf is getting ugly. Obviously, the PGA Tour is displeased by the lawsuit filed against them by the 11 LIV players. LIV Golf planned its initial events in such a way that they wouldn't overlap with the playoffs of PGA Tour's FedEx Cup. And now, we know the reason behind this move. It's clear that their intention was to allow those players who joined their controversial venture to compete in the FedEx playoffs, after they had been indefinitely suspended by the PGA Tour's commissioner Jay Monahan for participating in the LIV events. So the inevitable happened when the 11 new LIV members sued the tour for their anti-competitive behavior. The thing is, 3 of them, including Hudson Swafford, Matt Jones, and Tyler Gooch, are specifically asking for a temporary restraining order to allow them to play in the FedEx Cup playoffs because they had already qualified based on their previous performance. But the PGA Tour isn't coming slow. They've made it clear in their latest press release that those players won't even be allowed on the premises until the court has reached a decision. Besides this, a number of PGA players have also spoken against their rebellious peers. They're clearly upset by the lawsuit and have even said that if they had already made the decision of moving to the LIV League, they should stick to it. Moving on, here are the latest details about the FedEx Cup playoffs. The PGA Tour season is officially coming to an end with the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. The 125 participants will be narrowed down to 30, who will compete to win the prize money of $18 million and a striking Tiffany & Co. design trophy. And from what we know so far, the prize money will be even bigger next year, as fewer players will be battling for it. Several sources have said that it'll be increased to more than $20 million. Looks like the huge payouts of the LIV events really have them shaking to make such changes. Besides this, each of the 30 participants in the field at the Tour Championship will at least go home with $500,000. After all, the entire bonus pool for the FedEx Cup is $75 million. That means even the player who's ranked 150th on the list will be paid. Players ranking 126 through 150, particularly those who didn't qualify for the playoffs, will only get $85,000. But hey, something is better than nothing. And last but not least, PGA Tour has finally responded to the lawsuit against them. The Tour strikes back in their response to the lawsuit filed against them by the LIV members, saying that the players knowingly broke the rules of the league just for the eye-popping money. They also said that the players have had their cake, and now they're eyeing the money from PGA events as well. Wow, they really didn't hold back here. That's a wrap for this video. Are you excited for the upcoming events of the LIV Golf Series? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more amazing and exciting videos. See you in the next one.